This is Jim with INTEC Controls Tech Support, and today we're going to be going over how to calibrate a DT6-E1110-E carbon monoxide sensor with using the PG2-STL6 handheld service tool. Prior to calibration, you want to make sure that you have all the required calibration equipment to calibrate with. And that is you need a zero gas. Today we're using 99% pure nitrogen for our zero gas. For our calibration gas, the gas must be between 30 and 90% of the range of the sensor. Our range is 0 to 250. We're going to be using a 200 ppm carbon monoxide gas, which is 80% of the range. You will need a 500 milliliter per minute flow or 0.5 liter per minute flow rate regulator. And of course you need what we call the con kit. And you have the PG2 service tool. So to get started, I'm going to verify that the sensors have been warmed up for at least an hour prior to calibration. All right, so if they're on a trunk already, so they're already warmed up, we're going to go ahead and proceed with the calibration procedure. All right, first you're going to take your service tool and you're going to plug it into the service port on the sensor. And you can see the white 4-pronged service port right here. Just connect. And you'll notice that the handheld tool will energize. In order to get to the menu, you're going to hit the enter button. You're going to enter calibrate. We must put the unit into service mode. So we're going to arrow down until we see installation and calibration. We're going to hit the enter button. It shows service mode off. We're going to hit the enter button again. It's going to ask for the password. The password is 9001. And then hit enter. Notice the little cursor under the O of off. Arrow up to turn it to on, and then hit enter to make that cursor go away. You'll notice on the sensor board how the yellow LED will be blinking when it's in service mode. So now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down until we see calibration. Once we're at calibration, we're going to hit the enter button. It shows DP1 1110. It's a seal sensor. It already knows it on there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to hit the enter button to go into DP1 digital point number 1 to zero it out. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and hit the enter button. It's going to ask for the password. And it shows the current value of the sensor. This is when you're going to apply your yellow cup to the sensor head. And then you're going to turn on your zero gas nitrogen to the sensor. And you're going to let that run for about a minute. So we can see now on the screen that it's reading 0 ppm. So we're going to go ahead and hit the enter button. And you'll see the cursor moving across the bottom of the screen. So you're going to let this run to stabilize out for a few minutes. And when it's reading 0, just hit enter. And it'll say save, and it showed 0 ppm. All right. So at this point, we're done with the zero calibration. Now we're going to go to the calibration gas. So what we're going to do now, we're going to turn off our nitrogen, unplug our sensor cup from the sensor head. We're going to remove the regulator and switch to our calibration gas, 200 ppm carbon monoxide. I'm going to screw this on. And before you calibrate, you want to make sure that the expiration date on your gas is still valid. So there is an expiration date on the bottle. Just read on the bottle. It'll tell you when here's the expiration date here, 11/6/2027 for this bottle of gas. So now what we're going to do is we need to set the gas to what ppm you're using. So if you hit the enter button, it's already set to 200 here. But you could change the value. If you were using 100, you would just go here and choose 100, but we're using 200. So we're good to go there. From here, you're going to scroll arrow down to gain DP1 sensor. From here, you're going to hit the enter button, and it's going to show you the current value of the gas sensor. What we're going to do now is we're going to first turn on your gas bottle to bleed out the nitrogen that's left in the tube here. And then we're going to connect that to the sensor head. And you're going to see the value start climbing on your screen. This is a brand new sensor, so it's showing 100% life left in this sensor. So we're reading a little high on here, so we're going to go ahead and calibrate. So we're going to let this gas run. You know, normally you let it run for about a minute until the sensor stabilizes out. Now we're going to go ahead and hit enter. It'll say time too short. Just let it say. And you can see the value on the screen drop to 190/200. Then hit the enter button to save. And you're calibrated. At this time, you turn off your gas. Remove the cup from the sensor head. You can see the value of the sensor dropping after you remove the gas. At this point, you just hit the escape button. An escape button again. An escape button again to back to calibration. Now we're going to just arrow up to service mode on. I'm going to hit the enter button. That little cursor will pop up. Down or up arrow to change it to off. Hit enter. And now service mode is off. You notice that the yellow LED on the sensor is no longer blinking. And you have now calibrated the sensor.
Thank you for choosing INTEC Control's PolyGard2 series for your safety needs. We're always here to help. For more tutorials and support, please visit our website or contact our dedicated customer service team.